Morning everyone, happy Monday, yeah. So home time for me, it's a lovely day, it's going to be great weather this week. And just two things I want to talk about today. And that is the Honor 10 event and also the OnePlus 6 event, which I'll be going to on Wednesday. I'll be joining TechZilla at both events. Thanks TechZilla for the hookup on the Honor 10 event, that'll be cool. And the OnePlus 6 event, we've both got tickets to go for that, so that'll be really awesome. It'll be the first event I've ever attended. He's a bit of an event, veteran, if you like, called TechZilla. So yeah, it'd be really cool to go and see what it's all about going to these events. They're not major events, I get that, not like Samsung events, things, and iPhone events, but it'd be great to go in as like a teaser, if you like, for what happens in the future, whatever it may be. So moving on to the Honor 10. So I watched TechZilla's unboxing video of this yesterday, and I will put a link in the description to the video so you can see it for yourself. So it was a great unboxing video and first impressions, and TechZilla's long been a stalwart of the Huawei brand. He's a real fan. Fan is not the right word, but he's a real cheerleader for the brand, if you like. He's not biased or anything. He knows good when he sees it, basically. That's what TechZilla's like. He's no bullshit, straight out there. This is what I think. So I enjoyed the unboxing, I enjoyed the video, the phone looks great and everything, but it got me thinking, and my curious head came on halfway through the video. So looking at the specs, it's got a Kirin 970 processor, 4GB of RAM, dual cameras, funky paint job, 5.84-inch full view IPS LCD display with a notch which you can hide. It's 19:9. And I never do this before I watched TechZilla's video. They say you learn something every day, and I certainly did. 19:9 rather than 18:9, they say, is so you get an uninterrupted view of the display even with the notch. So where your normal display would end meets the bottom of the notch. So that's a cool idea. So notch or not, you still get an uninterrupted view of the display. And if you want to keep the notch on, you've still got that extra bit of area at the top left and right there for your icons and stuff. And if you don't like it, you can hide it, and you get this kind of nice curved off display. And the battery indicators basically turn white and you get a black background. So that's a really cool idea. But it got me thinking, it's cheaper than a Huawei P20, and yet it has pretty much the same specifications. I'm not sure if the camera is as good. We'll see that on Wednesday. It's practically impossible to get a really good gauge of whether the cameras are good anyway at a soft launch event, but we'll see. Just need to point out, it's not the official Honor 10 event, it's an XDA meetup, if you like, with the Honor 10 there, so just clear that out. The Honor 10 event's on the 15th. So anyway, just got me thinking, what are Huawei doing? Now, if you didn't know, Honor is owned by Huawei. It's their kind of challenger brand, if you like, doing something different for the masses. And the Huawei P20 has nice twilight colour. It's got that nice white gold, whatever it is, colour, and it's got pink gold. It's called, beg your pardon, sorry. And it's got black as well. So the black one's what I'm going to be getting. But it got me thinking, what are they doing? Because they're kind of releasing a phone there which competes automatically with the Huawei P20 and is cheaper. So effectively it's then killing sales of the Huawei P20. Now I get it, brand awareness says that a lot of people probably don't even know who Honor are in the UK. And if they're going to walk into the local phone store, they'll see Huawei and they go, oh yeah, it's that funny name company, Huawei. The ones they can never explain, one of those. But I think Huawei now become much more well known, especially with the things like the P20 Pro, where it's kind of like the poster child for the Huawei brand at the moment, and a lot of people see it and think, oh, Huawei. But with Honor, not so much. But still, it only takes a skillful salesman at the counter to swerve that person into an Honor sale. And then, the more that happens, then the Huawei P20 and the P20 Lite are kind of just left there in the background, gathering dust. No sale. Not today. Just strange that they do that. Maybe there's a perfectly legitimate reason. Please enlighten me. but it just seems a bit strange that they do that. It's literally directly competing with the phone from their own sort of umbrella of companies. Very, very strange. Happens a lot in the car industry, I find. And I don't know how those cars do, but it just seems very, very strange why they would do that. Because again, you only have to do a quick search on the internet and you think, oh, hang on, these are the same brand and that's the same phone, but it's cheaper and it looks nicer. I'll get that one then. And then that person will buy a P20. So yeah, weird. But I'll be interested to see what the phone's like, and it'd be great to take a look at that. So that's my little thing on the way. Go watch the video. It's really cool looking phone. So there, OnePlus 6. Okay, so some leaks last night. Zach put a leak out on Twitter from Amazon Germany. Wunderbar. And Viper did a video on it as well. So yeah, the leaks show us the front and back of the handset. Most of the specs. Didn't mention anything about the water resistance, but we kind of know it's coming because they did tease a tweet on the official OnePlus account. Nothing really revolutionary as far as specs go. Snapdragon 845, 6GB of RAM. It's got 6.28-inch full screen notch display, 3,400 mAh battery, blah blah blah. You know the drill. The leak was quickly taken down, or the page was taken down on Amazon, so we can't see that anymore. However, there were some quite obvious comparisons with iPhone 8 infographic. Yeah, whether they've done that coincidentally or intentionally, we don't know. But I suppose the one thing is that OnePlus have never shied away from the fact that they do take a lot of inspiration from Apple. They've never, not said about it. They've always said that they take a lot of inspiration from Apple, which is fair enough. I draw the line at copying the image design, though. That's a bit strange. Even the placement of the front and back of the handset was a bit suspect. But design-wise, I think it's one of those phones where the photos really don't do it justice. The same with the Galaxy S8 and S9, and also the iPhone 10. When you see them front-on in images on a screen, you don't really get the full impact of the design until you actually see them in person. The iPhone 10 is a beautifully made phone. I don't care what people say, it's a really awesome looking design, especially in that silver colour. Really, really stunning. And the S9 and S8 kind of speak for themselves. Beautiful devices, really well made. And I think the OnePlus 6, I'm hoping this is going to be one of those devices where you can't really appreciate it until you see it in person. So we seem to have two renders. We have one with a matte finish, very much like the black OnePlus 5 and OnePlus 5T, and then we have one with a mirror finish again in black, or like a charcoal colour. It does look really nice. But the problem is the only thing is that with glass phones, if you like to be careful with your phones, then all you're going to end up doing is wrapping that up in cotton wool and nursing it to make sure you don't drop it or get it scratched, because it will get scratched. Even if you put a case on it, if you don't take that case off and clean it regularly, you're going to get little microfibers of dirt and dust in there, and it's going to scratch away at that back panel and leave with scratches even if you've got a case on. So I get it, they've probably done it for wireless charging purposes, for whatever other reasons, but yeah, it looks good. It's nice to see they've done something with the cameras as well. Now when I say cameras, they've actually finished off the camera lenses with a nice silver ring around them. And if you've ever seen the Galaxy Note 8 and its camera arrangement, it looks absolutely awful. It's a brilliant phone, but if you look at the cameras on the Galaxy Note 8, that's not how to design the camera module. Now we know it's the last thing you want to look at, but still, a really nice looking phone like the Galaxy Note 8, and they've got this really crappy looking black camera module, but they haven't finished it off with the little silver rings, accents around the cameras. Little flourishes like that really set off little parts of a phone. And I know it's nitpicking, but it's Samsung. That's like a near £1,000 device, if you like. Very expensive, and you would expect them to do something like that with the cameras. But it's nice to see OnePlus have done that. They kind of just finished off the cameras nicely, and it's little touches like that which show a good attention to detail. I do think the back of the phone looks a little bit boring. It looks a bit empty to me. You've got the cameras and the fingerprint reader, and then you've got the OnePlus logo, and that is it. I don't know. It just looks a little bit, I don't know, it just needs something extra in there to just set it off. But a few things I want to see in the OnePlus 6, which really, the OnePlus have really got a nail. Now, I've been a long time fan of theirs. It was never meant to happen. I was going to get an LG phone, but for whatever reason, the OnePlus 3T was out at the time, and I thought, let's give this a punt and see if it's any good. And from there, it's all history. Turns out, the OnePlus 3T has been an absolutely bang-on piece of kit, and I've absolutely loved using it. The battery is starting to fail, I think. I'm having to recharge the phone a hell of a lot during the day now. I think part of that is down to the Oreo update, which wasn't kind to the battery life, and also I just think, you know, these things, after so many top-ups, they do start to degrade. It's a battery at the end of the day, it's going to degrade. You know, with the amount of power cycles I put through it, it's bound to have happened. But these are a few things I want to see. So definite camera improvements. The OnePlus 5 and the OnePlus 5T, the general consensus has been the cameras are okay but not great. And I think this is one area which OnePlus promise a lot but never really deliver on. And that's something they really need to nail. If they want to stand out with what are going to be higher prices against things like the Pixel, Samsung, iPhone even, you know, just an iPhone 8 still takes great photos, really good cameras on pretty much all the iPhones from the 6 onwards, 5 onwards you could say. They've all been great cameras. But yeah, I really do think that OnePlus do need to nail those rear main cameras. Definitely. It's got to be done. They use Sony IMX sensors, so they're good sensors, they are. It's just down to the software implementation and what stabilization is employed in them, so they've really got to nail that. They really have to. So the other thing is the front-facing camera. So many phones now, I mean top-tier devices, you know, ones with a Snapdragon 845 are very capable of it. The front camera can now do more than 1080p. OnePlus, are you listening? The OnePlus 3T, 5 and 5T, all the front cameras top out at 1080p, 30 frames per second. Now I know you can change the frames per second using an app like Filmic Pro, which I'm using now, which is fine, but even phones like the Nokia 8 offer up to 4K video recording from the front camera. Now again, it's not going to be as good as the rear camera, I get that. However, it's nice to have that option. The Samsung Galaxy S9 has UHD capability from the front camera, so it's 2160 resolution. So, you know, there's a really cool feature. Sorry, 1440p, I beg your pardon. So that's something they need to nail as well. They've got to offer something a bit more above than average, if you know what I mean. Oleophobic coating, this is a big one for me. OnePlus devices have some of the worst oleophobic coating ever, period. Now we know they put the supplied factory fitted screen protector on the front of the glass. Yeah, that's cool, but yeah, you know, it just gets full of dust on the edges and you end up just peeling it off anyway, so that's really annoying. But after the oleophobic coating lasts probably about 6 months, and then you have to get one of those liquid glass screen protectors to kind of top it up, and it just means the screen just becomes an absolute mess. It looks like a 5-year-old's been in it by the time you've finished in a day. And just constantly wiping it clean with a wipe and just getting all the crap off it. And that's something they need to improve as well. You know, this is a phone which is potentially going to cost upwards of £600 in its top tier form. Customers are going to expect a good level of quality, a brilliant level of quality. And little things like that do make a difference. They really do. They really do. You know, if you're going to think about like a ceramic fingerprint scanner and things like that, you've got to think about the oleophobic coating on a display. It might seem trivial to a lot of people, but it really does make a difference. If you use an iPhone for any length of time, the oleophobic coating is fantastic and it always sticks around for a long time. Samsung is the same as well. So you know, there's no reason why OnePlus can't do it. There's no reason why that can't happen. So one thing OnePlus also have to look at is display resolution. Now, I know 1080p is done for power efficiency, to eke a little bit more out of the battery, running all those pixels. Does take its toll on the battery, I get that. But moving on from this now, I really do think after the OnePlus 6, this is their last time that they can get away with a 1080p panel. You know, at the end of the day, if they're going to be putting top tier specs in a phone, it is a sort of upper tier flagship, I suppose you could say. And I do think that they've really got to move on from that now. Put a bigger battery in there. You know, if you're going to charge maybe $650 for your phone, then put a bigger battery in, and then change up the screen. You know, it's got to be done, because a lot of people look purely at the numbers, and they don't see past that. They're in the store and they're looking at a phone, they're thinking, oh, I really like this phone, and they see that, you know, the competing Samsung Galaxy next to it has a bigger screen resolution. Whether it looks better or not, they're going to go for the Samsung, and they're going to leave the OnePlus 6 on the shelf. So, you know, that's something OnePlus really need to look at. So that's another thing I'd like to see. But apart from that, I mean, there's nothing really more you could want from a OnePlus device. You know, they're tremendous phones, they really are. The software is the thing that kills it with them. Absolutely amazing. Superb software every single time, and that's what's kept me on my OnePlus 3T. And I know it sounds like a stuck record, but it really is an absolute champ when it comes to software. It just works like the first day I bought it. It really does, and I'm not exaggerating. It does every time I pick it up. That fingerprint reader, bam, works first time every time. Apart from when you wash your hands. But that's the same with all fingerprint scanners. You know, the app drawer, everything, the smoothness, the lot. It was future-proofed from the day it was conceived. You know, 6 GB of RAM. Ben Lover of Tech, he said a few months back, you know, everyone's saying, oh, it's overkill in a phone, 6 GB of RAM. The last laugh is on them, because, you know, 6 GB of RAM, they future-proofed it from the first day. From there on, I mean, it just, you know, you can hold a ridiculous amount of apps in memory and just flick backwards and forwards, and, you know, again, a total power beast of a phone. I mean, it's only 2 generations apart from this OnePlus 6. So we've got an 821 Snapdragon chip in the OnePlus 3T, and then we've got the 835 in the 5 and 5T, and now we're moving up to Snapdragon 845 in the 6. So again, you know, it's only 2 generations apart, but it's amazing to think that this phone that I'm speaking into now is still running absolutely brilliantly, albeit with a slightly iffy battery. So yeah, that's what I'm hoping to look for, and I'm really excited to go, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what it's all about. I'm not sure how much hands-on time we're going to get with the devices, but even if it's, you know, 5 minutes is better than nothing. That's the way I look at it. And it'd be just a great chance to go and see what it's all about and meet a few people from the community. So yeah, so that's my thoughts. I've kind of whittled on. I'm gonna have to edit some of this out. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the 10 and the OnePlus 6. It's car diaries for Monday in the bag. Hope you all have a lovely day. And if you've got any questions, comments, if you want to fill me in on something I don't know about the whole Honor 10 thing, then please do feel free to leave a comment, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. That's it for me today. You take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you guys later.